at the wins and losses. To be fair, HEIST have played it twice, won it twice. Blank have played it twice and lost it twice.
Yeah, that's the noticeable choice there. I mean, it's a pretty easy choice when it comes to HEIST here. But of course, they haven't exactly played Blank here on Ilios, so who knows? It could just be the matchup type more than anything. So let's see how this plays out. This could really shape the series up already.
Roro on the Doomfist right into the heart of HEIST. Almost finds himself a kill, but quickly has to scurry on back. The point about to unlock as Gusto is the first one, at least to take some big damage. The DMAC coming through. Nallery taken back out. It's 1-for-1s across the board, but HEIST are up for now. Roro goes down, and HEIST will win the first battle.
Yeah, Roro trying to bring out the Doomfist there to maybe give Blank Esports sort of a surprise factor against HEIST, who are obviously running just standard goats. Now, coming into control, HEIST are probably slightly favored. You mentioned the 2 wins on Ilios compared to the 2 losses on Ilios. It's not like it's a major favorite though, Ben.
No. Look, the scores certainly indicate they're on top, but teams didn't get to pick the map order to start this off. It was really just who you went up against. So it could have been they went up against 2 easier teams on this map, whilst Blank had the other. And Roro again dives into the middle of the action. There's the Graviton Surge coming through as well, and you can see Blank getting caught out. Tails, Nallery, Noz, all going to go down there. And Blank, unfortunately, going to go down very, very quickly now. Almost 50% here for HEIST. That's been a pretty good start for them.
Yeah, it has. But it also seems like the Doomfist from Roro is maybe not quite working out to what they would like to see so far. And I suspect after the ultimate, maybe they might switch off of the Doomfist here. As they're going to come in from the high crowd now for Blank Esports, and will be the rally pop.
Graviton Surge going to come through. Lots of trans bust. Going to get knocked back there. Throws out an Earth Shatter almost immediately. Blank, not a bad fight coming out from them this time around. They also have a sound barrier available. The Kura will pop almost immediately. Gusto still has that self-destruct. Roro trying to do some work. It's 1-for-1 trades, but HEIST coming out on top once again. If another player from Blank goes down, that's going to be Tails followed by Roro. Then HEIST are going to come out on top of this fight as well. Now, Blank are going to have just one more shot here to push this one through on Lighthouse. Man,
Locust for HEIST, he was just sitting by his lonesome really at the back outside at the point, and Blank just didn't even realize that he was there.
Look at this.
And this is probably Lighthouse done.
No, Nallery got staggered. Roro and Tung both go down trying to get to the point. And this will be Lighthouse going across to HEIST. They certainly picked the map for a reason. We suggested that maybe it was just by chance that no luck of the draw, that the teams they'd versed on Ilios had been the teams that were easier, but you can clearly see looking very strong so far.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting 100-0 regardless, though, as we head into Ruins. It can still change up a little bit here. So but for Blank, they've got to get cracking here. They've got to get rolling a little bit and then maybe just get onto the point. Maybe the Doomfist has got to go. I'm not sure if really sure enough effectiveness from it compared to HEIST, who are just running the standard goats, really. They're just... You know, Blank are just trying to do something a little different. That's fine. It's nice to be innovative, but if it's not working, it's time to switch off it.
Looks to me like Roro's going to stick on the Doomfist, at least for now, to progress out onto Ruins. HEIST a very quick 100-0 before on Lighthouse. Can they follow it up with another? Hopefully not for Blank's sake, but let's see how this one plays out. Both teams being quite aggressive to push on through. Damage going down a little bit for now. Noz going to be the first one to take a bit. However, Roro again going to be the first one picked up. This Doomfist not working out.
Yeah, and it's such an easy target, of course, because the Doomfist is going to be charging in, and he's, you know, it makes himself a target to try and deal damage. He has to make himself a target, and HEIST are just taking advantage of that. They know that Roro wants to just dive in on them, and doesn't fit in with the rest of the composition lineup that Blank Esports is running. You know, who's really going to follow him when he goes in?
Well, that's it, right? Why even engage if you know that Roro has to? You wait for him to come in and you deal with him when he gets there. The first point, as we said, goes across to HEIST. Nellery very low as well. But Blank actually finds 2 very quick kills. That's followed up from 2 from HEIST as they drop back now onto the point.
And that's where Roro is actually more effective. It's almost like the counter punch, quite literally there with the Doomfist. As soon as HEIST start to push in, Roro's not the one diving anymore. He's now no longer the main target, and he's able to get some punches and be effective there. Picks up a couple of kills. We are going to see Jungle Jazz pop that sound barrier, trying to get this point flipped over to HEIST. Bakura and Tung go down immediately for Blank Esports.
Yeah, unfortunately for Blank, that fight went on so long that HEIST respawn started coming in. They got onto the point and swung it back in their favor. Now up to 45%, and the ult advantage very clearly in HEIST favor as well.
So 50% now, and obviously that last fight, not the one on the point, but the one before that, the one actually where HEIST were the aggressors, worked out quite well for Blank. But the problem is you can't sit there and wait for them to be aggressive onto you. You might wait forever, as we are going to see the Earthshatter from Bust. Nellery does get back up though. This fight's not over yet. Sound barrier engage time. Yeah,
this might be Blank's opportunity. The Earthshatter wasn't as successful coming out from HEIST. Blank throw out one of their own. Roro right under Bust. Now the Doomfist is having a little bit more of an impact. Dewboy looking low as well. Blank starting to capture this back across. Graviton Surge comes through. Nellery charges through as well. Look at all of those kills going there. Congratulations, Blank. You finally managed to win a fight and capture the point in the same time, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah. 2 birds with 1 stone there for Blank Esports. They pick up their first fight win of the series. They pick up the control point as well, 14%. Now it's about keeping it though, which is great because this is where I think the Doomfist is going to work quite a bit better here for Blank Esports, where that fight they won before worked out well. Look at Roro around the back. He immediately pinches up Dalsu, who's already quite low, does finally pick up the execution, but he took so long, and the rest of his team unfortunately went down way too easily. He was doing what he needed to do, but his teammates weren't there to support him.
Yeah, Tung was sitting a little bit further away from the rest of the team, and when that Graviton Surge came out, unfortunately the trance was just a little bit too slow, or at least it took too long to get in amongst the team, and by the time he got there, too many players had gone down. HEIST will recapture the point now up to 92%. Looking in a pretty good position, to be perfectly honest. It's going to come down maybe to Nellery, and what he can do with that Earthshatter immediately. Sound barrier going to come out there from Jungle Jazz to try and counter it. Self-destruct onto the point from Gusto. Up to 99. It's up to Blank to contest this and try and bring it back, or they're going to find themselves 1 map down with only 2 potentially to go. The kill's going in HEIST's favor. The point is going in their favor, and Ilios will go in favor of HEIST.
Yeah, as soon as Bust got that Earthshatter up, he uses it immediately, picks up 2 knockdowns, and HEIST will then go on to take the rest of Ruins. They take out Ilios as well, and that's it up 1-0 already in this series. And man, that was pretty quick. I'm a little bit surprised it went that quick, to be honest, because I really thought it would be closer, even though HEIST were favored coming in here on Ilios.
Yeah, me too. I thought maybe we'd get a little bit more out of it. I guess of all of them, this was HEIST's pick, and to start things off on Lighthouse, it was very impressive. They won the first fight. Maybe it just took a little bit too long, perhaps, for Roro and the rest of the team to get things going here with the Doomfist. When we saw it move across the Ruins, things look a little bit more coordinated, didn't it? And I can't help but feel that if we'd had one more round for whatever reason, maybe that one maybe would have been going in the favor here of Blank, but that's not how the game plays, unfortunately, for Blank, and they're going to find themselves a map down here.
Yeah, unfortunately. Although, fortunately for Blank, they are favored on Hybrid over HEIST. And again, it's not like a major favorite, but it's enough of a favorite that we kind of expect them to try and tie this up 1-1. I'd like to see it tied up 1-1 so we don't have a quick 3-0 again and we're out of here in 45 minutes.
Well, that's it, isn't it? So we know now that Blank get to pick the next map, and if we go through our stats, it's Hollywood. They're 3 from 3 on Hollywood, so one would anticipate that this is probably the map we're going to see. Numbani, they're only at 50%. For HEIST, they don't really seem to do all that well on it, do they? On either of the hybrid game modes. No,
40% win rate overall, technically. So I think we'll probably see Hollywood come out. Maybe. Actually, maybe not, actually, because Blanca just 1 win, 1 loss on Numbani, and so is HEIST, really. And they've got a draw in there as well.
Yeah.
So we might be heading to Numbani. It is generally the one that's picked, or at least has been so far. So That's rolling on the dice here. There it is.
There you go. Numbani is going to be the pick. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Both teams with average win rates on this map. Blank obviously feeling a little bit more comfortable. Now I don't know what's going to...
Now I have no idea who's going to win this.
No, that is to me an odd pick, but maybe it was just the nature of how it played out.
Well, it's an odd pick for Blank because they're 3-0 on Hollywood.
Yeah.
But yet Hollywood's, I guess, the better one that HEIST have performed on than Numbani, right? So...
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, right? Do you pick the map that you're better at? You pick the map that your opponents are worst at? Obviously, we're moving on to a slightly different patch and slightly different meta as well. So maybe that's going to change up priorities here for Blank. We'll have to wait and see whether that's actually the case or not. But whatever it may be, this map, I feel, is definitely a 50-50 for both these teams.
But what it is extremely important for Blank, and I can't stress this enough, because we are probably going to have HEIST favored on Assault, which means that if HEIST win here on Hybrid, it's actually looking very likely we might see a 3-0 here, which is staggering to believe. Blank need to win here on Hybrid. Make it 1-1. If HEIST then win Assault, Blank and HEIST, I mean, they are deadlocked on Escort, 60% win rate for both teams. So then it comes down to a coin flip, basically.
Yeah, exactly right. We're looking for the first team to 3 maps. We're not playing a best of 5, even though it sounds like it. Draws essentially are wiped from the board. We just need map wins. And right now, HEIST has 1 on the scoreboard. They're looking for 2 more. And if they can follow up with a victory here on Numbani, that puts them in prime position heading into halftime to secure themselves in a semi-final slot up against the Sydney Drop Bears.
So Tung going to switch over. Don't know why he was messing around on the wrecking ball, but easy switch over. So Goats it is, obviously Roro now onto the Zaya, no more Doomfist. Nallary on the Winston versus Bust on the Reinhardt. That's the matchup to sort of look out for here, Ben, because the high ground advantage is going to go to the Nallary.
Yeah, that's it. We talked about the high ground before. You can see Blank going to push all the way around to the right. They're going to try and deal with the high ground this way, potentially, or are they going to do the double fake here and come back out? That's also
I mean, they've got 2 options
on the cards.
They can go in through underneath, or they can go inside. It looks as if they're going to go up onto the top as well. I'm not sure what Nallary's doing all the way up there, actually.
I don't know about that. Both tanks here from Blank went high ground, whilst the rest of the team pushed onto the point, which allowed HEIST a bit of a free reign there. It's like a bit of a shooting gallery, really, wasn't it?
Dagger as well. I mean, that's just like the 2 tanks leading the Lambs into the slaughter there and just sort of leaving at the last second. That's unfortunate for Blank Esports. Maybe some miscommunication there from Nallary and Noz, who went, as you said, to the high ground. The rest of Blank sit down below, wondering who's going to protect us. HEIST capitalizing so quickly as well there was great to see. I think Blank just caught in 2 minds as to what to do there. They had to make a decision. They're only 2.5 minutes now. That was a minute and a half of that entire process.
Yeah, that took a very long time to not get the desired result. They didn't even really get that much of the ultimate charges that they wanted.
Reinhardt.
Yeah, and now they've made a change up as well. So that's going to cost them again. And, we talk about how you only need to win 1 fight here to capture point A, but this has set them back considerably. We're going to try and do the same thing once again. At least they can't make the mistake of trying to go for the high ground when they've only got a Reinhardt. Nallary pushing through, but he's going to get caught up there. Trans coming out by looks of things from both teams, at least for Blank.
Wow.
Theirs came in
that was
second.
5-man Earthshatter. Wow. Huge from Bust. That should stop it altogether. Nallary goes down, and I mean, even though Tung gets Delsu here, I don't think it makes a difference. And the 5-man Earthshatter, considering how split up Blank were, I mean, that's like bowling and you're hitting the, you know, what is it? When the pins?
Split.
Yeah, the split. Yeah. Wow.
Well, we're going to see 90 seconds remaining, already used up 2.5 minutes. Blank going to try this one again. They picked the map. They need to make something of it. No excuses here, ZeNox. We'll see what strat they're going to try and use. Going to go a different way. Maybe. Nallary, at least, is going to have that Earthshatter up in just a moment as well. But a lot of ultimates available for HEIST also. We'll see who comes out on top. They're going to go around. There we go. Big Graviton Surge comes through. Self-destruct into the back line here, though. And look at that. 2 self-destructs coming through. But it's HEIST who finds the better. Nallary also goes down without using his ultimate. Now, they have 1 push left. But this is maybe the push where they find themselves with the advantage. This is the one they need to succeed on.
I mean, that was like their biggest win condition used right there, though, with the Graviton Surge and self-destruct combination, which we mentioned before. We haven't really seen that much so far today. There it was there. It's not always exactly a perfect science and not always the most effective display. Gusto's lone self-destruct was more than enough to just ward off Blank Esports.
It's only Trance and Earthshatter available here for Heist. Blank has the majority of ultimates to work with. They have to win this fight. They have to capture the point. We'll see what Blank can do. Right now they are on the left side trying to push in behind that Reinhardt shield. Nellery not really in front of his team, however. Oh, see that charge onto Duboy, pushing through. Trance now used by both teams, as is the sound barrier coming out from Kura. We'll see who comes out on top. However, still waiting for a single player to go down. We are into overtime. If Heist wins this fight, they are going to come out on top. Nellery, the first one here to go down. Self-destruct comes out. This needs to be big. It won't do what it needs to do. Gusto throws out his as well, finds Kura. And Heist are going to full hold here on Numbani point A.
Wow. And just noticing in that fight, really, that the major difference between Heist and Blank was the amount of damage that Nellery was taking. Not through any fault of his own, but it was just how much that we saw Heist putting pressure on Nellery, whereas Bus was sitting at like almost 75% health for like the whole time. He was not really that much of a focus from Blank Esports. And when the Reinhardt battle, it's so important, especially in the GOATS meta. And one of the Reinhardts is really under no pressure, and the other one's struggling to stay alive. That really just changes the dynamic of that sort of fight in favor of Heist. Full hold, Ben.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe, just maybe, Blank Esports should have chosen Hollywood.
But look, yeah. It isn't looking that great for Blank right now, is it? The first two maps looking like maybe they will go to the way of Heist. We take a look. Look at that. Yeah. If you want to travel to Japan, this is the travel agency. This is where you want to go.
I think Blank want to travel to Japan and get out of this series right now.
Oh man, they should have. Well, maybe we will. Maybe it will be Hanamura that comes up next.
Well, they will get to choose at least.
Yeah, neither team really has that great result though on either assault map. So
no.
We'll wait and see how this plays out for now. But still, Heist has to find themselves 33% on the first point. You'd like to think that that is definitely doable. However, we've seen Numbani twice so far today, and we have seen two teams who have failed to find even one tick. So maybe it's a little bit harder than it looks.
I mean, so far I feel like we're in deja vu at the moment, but from the Sydney Drop Bears and Breakaway Esports series where it was 2-0 and then 1-0. Right now it's been 2-0 on Ilios. Could it very well be 1-0 here for Heist? They've only got to get 33.3%. Roa on the Farah, Tails on the Sombra, and Kura on the Mercy. Now,
See, this is exciting.
This is a different makeup for Blank, but it's very risky. It's a high risk, high reward, though. If it works for them and they get good ult economy, who knows what could happen. But with only 33.3% needed, they haven't got really a brawling composition.
Well, Heist, they're going to try and fight the high ground for now. Immediately fall back. You can see at least one player from Heist did make their way on to the point, trying to find that 33%. That is all they need. Roro goes low, gets healed back up again. That pocket mercy, definitely very useful in this particular situation. Tails holding back, just trying to find perhaps some ulti charge from range and getting ever closer. If we can get that EMP out here from Tails, that would be enough. But Bus straight up on top, going to try and force them back right now. Heist under point, Noz very low to losing that mech, as is Gusto.
Yeah, and Nellery very low, and again, the primary focus for Heist is it's Locos who picks up the double kill with Roro going dunk. That was a Kura almost save, gets stopped by Dalsu. That's it. Most likely, Heist have got it done here. They only needed 33.3%. It's 2-0. Wow.
Yeah, well, Numbani twice, Numbani over almost before it began. I mean, going to come out with a victory.
I just want to say that it says here, hybrid, Blank favored.
Okay, well, not anymore.
Not anymore. And I mentioned this was massive for Blank because of what the ramification are, that Heist is slightly favored on assault, although maybe we'll just throw out these slightly favorites altogether.
Some of these are Elfishguy's predictions, and he didn't even predict that he needed to be here today. So that's how much I'm going to put into that one. But overall, Heist actually looking really quite good. They've had a reasonable season. They did come second seed in their group. Group B, we said, was a little bit closer as well, but I feel like maybe they're starting to find their own.
Oh, most definitely. And look, I don't want to be taking anything away from HEIST because they have played flawlessly here so far today. I mean, they haven't done anything wrong, really, and that's amazing to see. It's more so Blank Esports who just haven't felt like they've showed up here, right? Yeah. And, you know, we touched on it before, that they lost to Atletico and they lost to Sydney Drop Bears. They beat everyone else in their group, and it's like, all right, well, how can they contest? So far, it looks like Group E, that top three, that it looks as if that is Group B, that is the tougher group than Group A, besides Atletico and Sydney Drop Bears. Yeah,
well, when you look at HEIST and you see how everyone else went up against HEIST, there were some very close games as well. Even the games that HEIST won could have gone the other way. And now you see how HEIST is going up against a team like Blank. And, well, all I'm going to say is that I hope that Assault goes in the favour of Blank here and we don't have another quick 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, if we do have another quick 3-0, I mean, I'm lost for words. Sydney Drop Bears and Breakaway Esports, it was not much of a surprise, but this is going to be a surprise if it is a quick 3-0. Obviously, the first two are already in the books, so with Assault still to come, you know, it begs the question, can Blank Esports bounce back?
That's a pretty important question right now. HEIST to 2-0 up in this best of 5. Well, a first of 3 this time around. We're going to go to a very quick break, and when we come back, more quarterfinal action. See you soon.